All right, this particular hour, we usually say that we will have an interview, but unfortunately tonight we are the victims of political deceit and dishonesty, because Senator Malala, the UDA Secretary General, was supposed to be on the show tonight, but he has decided not to come. However, the show must and will go on. To matters health once again, and this is scandal involving the cancellation of a 3.7 billion shilling tender for the procurement of the long-treated mosquito nets took a new twist after it emerged that Global Fund awarded the tender to two manufacturers who are part of the 17 bidders who failed at KEMSA. Now, the Jackson Mandago Committee put to task the Global Fund team to explain the circumstances that led to the awarding of that tender and whether the cancellation was part of a ploy to cover up international fraud and taint Kenya's image. Gloria Milimo reports.
Senator Mida has just joined us.
As investigations into the bungled procurement process continues, with different officials appearing before the Senate Health Committee to answer questions pertaining to the tender, Global Fund was at pains to explain the motive behind the cancellation. The Mandago-led committee demanded answers on what informed the decision to award the tender to two companies that were initially part of 17 bidders who failed the KEMSA bid.
Don't you think it seems that Global Fund had already made up their minds on who they want to supply these nets? And therefore, since the evaluation process did not come out with the outcome of what they desired, they quickly decided to terminate the procurement.
A Global Fund decided it should do the procurement is because the procurement done by KEMSA was found not to have been, can I say, fair, because the evaluation criteria was not uniformly applied to every bidder.
In a document tabled before the committee, the National Treasury, through its Principal Secretary, confirmed the two, A to Z Textiles Mills Company and Tianjin Yongkul International Trading Company, were part of the 17 bidders.
Global Fund, if it finds that it no longer can rely on our procurement systems, has the right to say, no, we don't trust your process, we will do it. Or can even withdraw the funds. And this is not only applicable to Global Fund, I also see many others.
It also sought to find out whether Global Fund had any relationship or link to the bidders. Similarly, the committee also queried the circumstances that led to the selection of Whoops approved pyrethroid long-lasting insecticidal nets as opposed to the Sanigest pyperonyl butoxide PBO nets.
The final specification was arrived at between the National Treasury, KEMSA, and it was approved by Global Fund.
Blame game also took center stage as officials from the Ministry of Health and the former KEMSA CEO were put to task to explain the circumstances that led to the extension of the tender process, a move that unearthed communication challenges and protocol that contributed to Kenya losing the 3.7 billion shillings tender.
My letter at the end did not say extend. I sought clarity. As a PS accounting officer and authorizing officer, you have the authority to seek a clarity. They can take it, they can refuse not to take.
At that point, I made two decisions. One, to extend the tender timeline, and two, to write to Global Fund and let Global Fund know that because of this letter that has come from the ministry, and it has come at the 11th hour, we have to extend as you all sit around the table and tell us, what do you want us to buy?
Delivery of the long-lasting nets is expected to start in October this year. Counties such as Bungoma and Vihiga will be covered by the U.S. presidential-led malaria initiative, which is one of the funding entities. Gloria Milimo, KTN News.
Nakuru, Kericho, Laikipia